everybody. Today, now we are on the 5th Scrabble chat. And we have not one, not two, not three guests. We have 7 together joining us from all parts of Delhi. And they are the most fantastic set of storytellers that we have in the city. Yes, we are going to be talking to the fabulous bunch at the Delhi Storytellers Tribe. So we have Archana Chandel, we have Kapil Pandey, Rituparna Ghosh, Seema Wahi, we have Shalini Bansal, Shivani Kanodia, and Sugarmas. Yes, all of some of my very closest friends that I have in the storytelling circuit, and I'm really thrilled to have all of them together. It's time now to say hello to the Delhi Storytellers Tribe. Okay, I think we have all of us now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Hi. Shivani is also here.
Do I need to record? Back to where started, right?
अच्छा इसका मेहनत
मुझे लगता है कि सारे सीक्रेट
शिवानी
मुझे लग रहा है डीएसटी के सारे सीक्रेट ऋचा को पहले से पता है.
I talk. You see, I talk. Behind the scenes, बहुत सारी बातें होती रहती है. One-on-one भी.
I know. I swear. बाकी ग्रेप वाइन पहले से पता रहेगी कि सवाल कैसे पूछना है.
So we need to know विभीषण कौन है. आपको
पता चला है कि करके सभी निकलेंगे.
है ना?
अच्छा प्लीज फिर से remember what we discussed. We will keep our answers crisp and short. We love to talk. We love this. Let us not go overboard. Emotion में बह के ना चले जाएं. बेचारी ऋचा का काम बहुत ही मुश्किल हो जाएगा. She's doing it for the first time with 7 people. So
कोई बात नहीं.
We have to help her. Okay?
कोई बात नहीं है.
We will help you, Richa, but we
नहीं Richa, I am more worried. I want people to listen to us, but we shouldn't like go on and on. अच्छा बहुत बोलते हैं ये लोग.
Enough.
This is for me. You can please बिल्कुल बेहिचक और आप लोग भी बोल दीजिएगा बस हो गया.
वो बाद में स्निप आउट हो जाएगा.
हाँ वो काट लेंगे
या फिर म्यूट ही कर देंगे. म्यूट
कर देंगे. मतलब जब सब बाकी दुनिया देख रहे होगी तो उनको दिख जाएगा.
By the way, I am not going to delete any of this. Okay, ये सारी बातें जो है ना वो स्क्रैम्बल चैट्स फाइनल में भी आने वाली है.
Okay.
ऐसा ही होगा बस अब.
अच्छा अगर ऐसी बात है तो फिर शिवानी हम मेहनताना स्टिच कर लेंगे फिर.
अच्छा मैं बहुत साल पहले जब टीवी में लोगों को डायरेक्ट करती थी तो मैं ऐसे इशारा करती थी. चलो रैप अप करो, खत्म करो. तो ये है मेरा कोड वर्ड. लगेगा मैं ऐसे सोच रही हूँ.
और ये क्या
काटो.
और कुछ सेंसर्ड हो तो वो भी बता देना.
Okay.
स्टार्ट.
पब्लिशर्स की बुराई नहीं करनी है.
नहीं कर सकते हो आप. कर सकते हो, बिल्कुल कर सकते हो. कुछ भी हो सकता है इस पे. There is nothing that is off limits on this. Okay? नाम नहीं लेना बस. नाम नहीं लेना. Okay. Okay, fine. I don't even know. We've had so much of chat without my even saying welcome and hello and all that. So,
you can do the hello at the end.
So, yeah, I'll do that. Okay. अच्छा, आप लोग बताइए कहानियाँ क्यों जरूरी होती हैं? Why do we need stories at all?
कपिल का सवाल था ये. कपिल जवाब देंगे.
Okay, people,
हमने साथ मिलकर आंसर करेंगे. और हमने बहुत अच्छी तरह कल रात को रिवर्स किया था.
Oh God, आज का chat तो ना I don't know what's going to happen. Really, people, I have to tell you all that most of the questions I've shared with them, and the only thing, so they've not thought of the answer it seems, but what they've only decided to do is that okay, they know who is going to field which question, and therefore
to spare you all from the chaos.
But I would have loved the chaos. Yeah, I mean, some people can still have.
He will still have anyway, despite everything.
हमने politically correct answers थोड़े सोच लिए.
नहीं इसमें
हाँ।
politically correct नहीं होना है.
No, I think this ये सवाल
नहीं, and also we have to come across intelligent. तुमने पहली बार स्टोरी टेलर्स को अपने स्क्रैम्बल चैट पे बुलाया है, एक नहीं सात को. So we have to hold on to our reputation and feel good and make you feel good that you can invite more storytellers in the future. So we have lots on hanging on our shoulders. Yeah, come on.
It's a rapid fire, right? So
We need stories to smile.
we need stories to bring our past to the present, so that the present can carry to the future.
Nice.
We need stories to make a sense of our world.
Okay.
We need stories because we need more empathy.
So we need stories for the simple purpose of entertainment, to spread joy.
We need stories to create a shared experience, because everybody is trapped in their own narrative, their own story. When you listen to a story, you get out of your own.
We need stories to connect and to inspire.
So if there are stories in this world, why do we need storytellers? Are there? I mean, there are so many forms of putting the stories out there. Why are storytellers so critical in this entire wheel?
Times, and I always feel that you need to step out of your own story to experience another story and realize that the world is much larger. And I also believe that in our lifetime, there is only one life that we will lead. But the more the stories you consume, the many the lives that you lead at the same time. So you get out and live many lives. Why we need storytellers is to do all the lovely things that all my co-storytellers just told you. And sometimes you just need somebody to do it for you or do it with you. And I think that's why storytellers are important, whether it's your parent, whether it's your grandparent, whether it's your teacher, your favorite filmmaker, your writer, favorite author that you love to read, or your favorite storyteller who you love to listen to.
But also, Richa,
I love that.
you're also asking why are storytellers so critical? I think I also feel that storytellers per se are people who want to disturb the comfortable and comfort the disturbed kind of a thing.
Okay.
I think that's kind of prerequisite in a way. It kind of, the art wants you to do that. It's responding to your worldview, and it's an opportunity, isn't it? And you have a lot of power when you're a storyteller. So you feel that you want to use that opportunity to also share your worldview. Yeah.
Okay.
So I always say that, a story can either put you to sleep or it can awaken you. It is the responsibility or the duty of the storyteller to do the right thing. Sometimes you need to be put to sleep. You need to be calmed down. You need to be, your worries need to be sent out in the world. And that's what the storyteller does with his or her responsibility. And sometimes you need to awaken people without actually making them feel it, that they're being awakened. And you can awaken even one person in a crowd of 1,000 and a 10,000. It's going to do its job. Sometimes you do tell stories for, going out there and telling it because it's a good story to tell. But that story resonates with only one person and resonates very differently with that one person. And then your job is done.
Beautiful.
So I think each one of us has seen all of that happening.
अब बताइए आप लोग, how did this come together as a tribe? I love the part about you being a tribe, by the way. How did you all think of it? How did the seven of you come together? What was the thinking behind it?
Okay.
The thought behind it?
So I'll say, as somebody, Shalini was a co-conspirator with me in that earlier misadventure. We did try to come together as a collective of storytellers in the city, but it did not take up so well for various reasons. And personally, I've been very invested in the idea of a tribe, because storytellers are actually, it's a tribal, ancient, primal activity tribe, I think, comes from, and the idea of a tribe is very important. So, but having failed, you don't give up something that you really want to do. It's like on your bucket list and you want to tick it off, that no matter what, you didn't, हार नहीं मानना है, इसको दोबारा कहीं ना कहीं किसी और लोगों के साथ कर सकते हैं. So I think that's where it started. And so we just thought, let's just start and let's just start working together. And then somebody else will tell you the rest of the story.
So we were at Feast, and we were all, so Feast did this annual conference way back in November in Bangalore, where
It was 2018.
19, and quite a few, like Shalini, Seema, Shubha, myself, and Ritu, we attended. All the energies, so positivity, the collaborations, meeting fellow storytellers, place where we say, okay, it's a storytellers meet. It was, the whole idea was so exciting. And on a breakfast table, I heard Ritu and Shalini discuss about this misadventure. And I was like, let's start something once again. Let's do it. We can do it. We can do something once again. Why not? And that's how the conversation started. And
So Shivani gave us another hope that we can try this again, and let's be hopeful. Let's start with a new perspective, and the mistakes we wasn't or the vision we did not have. Let's try to fit things together, and let's go ahead with that. So what we thought, okay, let's because at the heat of the moment you feel very charged up. Okay, now we are going to start this, and you're not going to let it fizzle out. So we immediately created a WhatsApp group. So me, Shivani, Rituparna, Seema, we all got added, and we started continuously chatting. When are we doing our first event? When are we doing our first event? Let's come together. Let's at least start with our event, and then slowly we'll start adding people, because we wanted a place where we all can come together, feel safe as storytellers, and contribute to the whole idea of storytelling. So yes, that's how it started. And Seema?
So it was great that, this was started and we were talking, and then in January we decided that we have to do something on diversity. So it was Rituparna came up with a Bengali story. Each of us chose a different story, and which was very beautiful because the way we approach diversity. And there was a lot of encouragement. There was a lot of questioning why we had chosen something. And finally we performed at 2 spaces. And that was the first event which we had. And Shubha came to witness one of them. So Shubha, over to you. You got added.
Yeah, so in Jan, I witnessed their performance at the Gurgaon. At Gurgaon, Arvindas Library. That's where I watched them perform, and I was so wowed by this entire teamwork and the warmth and the positivity that was going on. And I got back home, and in few days I get a call from Ritu saying, we're planning to do something in Feb around Valentine's Day, and why didn't you join in? And I was like, wow, what more do I need? A CP, I'm coming. And I just joined, but then the Feb event didn't take place after all that hula hoop that we had around it. But yes, that's how I got added into it. And then comes Archana.
No, then I come.
Couple.
Yeah.
मुझे लगता है इन पांचों ने तय किया था कि हम सिंदबाद के 7 एडवेंचर सुनाएंगे। अरे हम तो 5 ही लोग हैं, 2 लोग और चाहिए। अब
बिल्कुल ऐसे हुआ था।
So we're like, okay, 7 stories, 5 tellers, ऐसा कैसे होगा? क्या करें?
हाँ, और यार मतलब सारी औरतें, एक कोई आदमी भी ले लो यार, एक आधा आदमी भी आ जाए। The good thing is that if you count men storytellers in Delhi,
नहीं होगा तो
5 ही पूरे नहीं होंगे शायद। Yeah, but I think at some point early March, I don't know when was that, when Ritu called me and she said, देखो भाई हम 5 हैं, adventure 7 हैं। तो देख, ठीक है भाई।
So the same thing happened with me. Ritu called up and she said that we are planning to do a adventure of Sindbad. So would you like to join? I said, why I would, नहीं भाई, अब आप लोग बुला रहे हो तो क्यों नहीं? तो फिर, और तब तक हमें कोई आइडिया नहीं था कि, एटलीस्ट मुझे कोई आइडिया नहीं था कि DST जैसा बन रहा है। हाँ, तो बस हम सिंदबाद से जुड़े और
हमें खुद भी पता चलना चाहिए था ना कि हम लोग एक साथ कैसे जेल करते हैं, how we get along, because we shouldn't repeat something which we would have tried somewhere else and it didn't work out. So, and it takes time for people to know each other. So we are still getting to know each other.
सिंदबाद था हमारा साथ में।
So I want to add that कि मेरा नाम बार-बार उछाला गया है।
हाँ।
यहाँ पे कि रितु ने बोला, I want to clear my stand on it. So ये सिंबाद एंड 7 voyages वाली आइडिया भी मेरा ही था कि बचपन से बहुत मन था सिंबाद की कहानियां सुनाएंगे कभी किसी भी फॉर्म में। तो मैंने लगा चलो भाई स्टोरी टेलर बन गए, तो ये तो इस साल का वर्ल्ड स्टोरी टेलिंग डे का थीम भी यही है। तो 7 लोग अलग अलग अपने अपने स्टाइल में करेंगे। एंड आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर माई पिच टू कपिल एंड अर्चना की मैंने उनको कितनी अच्छी तरह पिच किया था कि तुम्हारा अपना स्टाइल है, मेरा अपना स्टाइल है, इनका अपना I remember those words also, you know, so that ना बोलने की कोई गुंजाइश ही ना हो, सब हाँ 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 करते हुए आ जाएं।
थोड़ा सा भी
और इस
छल कपट नहीं
एडवेंचर
था
में
अंदर, छल कपट नहीं
पर
था थोड़ा सा
क्या?
भी।
नहीं नहीं बिल्कुल नहीं था, बिल्कुल नहीं। तो
But
इंटेंशन तो एकदम सही था
हाँ,
कि
yeah.
And Richa
हाँ
also
बोलो।
was being
And Kapil और अर्चना का ऐसा नहीं था कि Ritu just went ahead and she decided कि मैं बुला रही हूँ.
हाँ,
We all talked about
thank
it
you for saying
also,
that.
that who we would call.
Thank
So it's
you.
not that she was autocratic about it. We all
Yeah.
discussed, you know, and we thought ये अच्छे हैं. और
So-
कपिल को तो सब जानते हैं. अर्चना ने अमर चित्र कथा पे कुछ perform किया था, which we had seen, so हमें अच्छा लगा.
तो बकायदा
So I want to use this,
होती है, and then decide
Richa.
होता है, okay, you call. Okay,
हाँ.
you do this.
हाँ, हाँ.
Right.
So I want to also say this, Richa, that I know all the other 6 people very closely,
Yeah.
especially Shivani, Archana, and Shubha a little more closely. And the whole idea that how organically we came together, it was purely because not out of favoritism, not out of any personal thing, and for everybody else to say that we should
Yeah.
do it with these storytellers. And I've been accused, or not accused, but rather, people have called me up कि हमें क्यों नहीं बुलाया. So, I have never said there's nothing that like I said, no favoritism here. It is just because everybody else resonated with that decision that we should do it together, and these were the storytellers who we need to bring into the fold. And having said that, maybe you would have asked this question, or somewhere or the other it will come up. We do not intend to add more storytellers as of now, because I think we are very happy. Not we are still playing with the whole possibility of what this group can do.
Right.
So it's too early for us to add more people. We all have other work to do, and we still want to do work together collectively. The more people we have, more mismanagement is going to likely to be the case. So as of now, definitely we want to carry on being a good collective who has fun doing everything, pushing boundaries, challenging each other, getting out of your comfort zone, doing what you've never done before, learning from each other, adding to each other's strengths. I think that's how beautifully and organically this group has grown.
अब कभी
Well, we'll have to-
पढ़ना,
we'll have to
अगर
wait.
कभी 9 lives वाली कोई कहानी आ गई तो 9 lives वाली
तो हम
होगा।
वो भी
देखा जाएगा.
एक्चुअली वो भी हम सोच
और
चुके हैं. वो भी
अली बाबा के
हम
40
किसी-
स्टोर भी होंगे.
हाँ, और हम क्या करेंगे, हम लोग ने एक्चुअली ये भी discuss किया था, we will invite other people to be a part of it.
Okay.
So we will invite people because they can come and they can perform with us. But for now, it will be on a
So we have started with events like story swaps, and I just say one thing कि हमने सोचा नहीं था, but ये karma बना और चल रहा है और चलता रहेगा. And I'm sure and I sincerely hope that more and more people get added slowly and with a pace that ये चलता रहे. And
That's what the meaning of tribe is, right? So
Yeah.
like-minded people,
Yeah.
building a community. That's what the whole idea is. So we'll keep on inviting people into our space and be a part of it as and when the events will come. So that will always be there.
7 is quite a big number on a platform to micromanage all the time. And कैसे होता है?
I think somehow there is a kind of understanding, and honestly we haven't even divided that kind of role or responsibility so far, but somehow for every event it just fits in. Somebody will take care of marketing, somebody will take care of creative, somebody will take care of managing editing the videos and all that, somebody will take care of ticketing and data management. So it just comes organically, like we said. It is so organic, and we are getting so comfortable. It just somebody is not to that, not taking ownership of anything. Somebody say, "Okay, you do this," and then okay, hands up, you do it.
But are there any skills that are naturally so much,
absolutely.
like what all? So let's all hear. किसके
Like
क्या?
I've learned social media and Zoom, etc.
Yeah.
So I bring that skill to the table.
Kapil, I thought and I will not be perpetual learner at all.
that
We
skill
still
is
can't
not-
tag you, Kapil.
We are still
to do
Now it's
we are not
recorded.
able to
Yeah.
Now
find
it's
that
recorded.
file.
Yeah, we still can't
We-
tag you on Facebook. So you have to do something about that.
I know.
Yeah.
Hamza Shivani is clearly the marketing girl who can really understands कि कहाँ जाना है, कितने बजे जाना है, कब जाएगा, and all of those things. So we nicknamed her Guru Ma for everything. She's pretty much top of the game for that.
Okay.
कहाँ करना है, कैसे करना है, which is going to make our our event management easy and hassle free. So we've sort of resigned it. हाँ, Shivani call लेगी, ये कर लेगी इसमें
Okay.
जो करना है.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's about Shivani. Shalini,
She's
she's been
also-
recently appointed as the gatekeeper and the bouncer of the group. So all the curious onlookers who want to know a little bit about the insides of DST and how do we gel and how do we work and why do we do what we do will all be now directed towards Shalini Bansal to answer all queries. So she's already flexing her muscles. You can see her do that.
No, Ritu,
Shivani is also the taskmaster. She comes behind and saying, ये नहीं हुआ है, इसको करो, वीडियो नहीं आया है, क्रिएटिव अभी आना नहीं है, अभी 1 घंटा बचा है. So she's literally our taskmaster. Well,
हाँ, video के मामले में.
yeah.
No, I think Ritu also brings that to me, the experience really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say,
Absolutely.
Ritu, like
Also
a
the vision.
hard, like if you have a meeting,
Yeah.
okay, this is the question. Now you 6 answer. So she becomes like, the binder, the Sutradhar sort of a person. Okay, let's do this, let's do that.
फैसिलिटेटर, ट्रेनिंग एंड फैसिलिटेटर वाला बहुत कीड़ा अंदर है. तो ये लोगों से
हाँ.
बुलवा कर कंसेंसस लेना ये आता है मेरे को, तो मैं यही करती हूँ.
And Ritu actually also encourages, for video making, for making creative yourself. So I'm a very shy person to make videos basically. And I still remember that how when we had to make a first video, she actually sent a clip of hers in which I learned how to make a video.
Wow.
So I really appreciated that, and she said that I'm there if you need any help. So it kind of eased, that tension
Yes.
which one had.
How
So-
excellent. Okay. Okay.
And Archana is always willing to help, and she's there, like she's willing to assist anyone, be the person who will set up the Zoom meetings. She's like, she did it for
Collected
Stories
the
Beyond
whole
Compassion.
database, the entire database.
The data.
She made
Yeah.
that, and
That was a big task.
yeah.
Archana,
Yeah, for me, I think for me, Archana is like the let's learn it, let's get it, let's
Yeah.
do it right, let's learn how to do it.
What I really like about Na is that she's the quieter one. Okay, she will not really come in and say ruffle feathers. Like I think I will ruffle feathers a lot. Shalini will do that. Yeah. So we are the ones who will be like, "Arey nahi, aise karo," things like that. Archana will listen to everything. She'll be the last one to comment, and she said, "मुझे लगता है ऐसे करना चाहिए." She's given her reason instead of having herself that uska opinion. Like I would rather let everybody have their opinions and then
Yeah.
do that. And sometimes in a group that is also very important
Very,
because everybody has their own response, and for somebody to really listen to all the responses and have to stand
She's
by somebody
processing it all
to,
for. She's
add to
processing
that.
it all for the group then.
Yeah. So that's a very good quality to have in the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Swish,
Shubha has learned to do, creatives.
Creatives,
So I
yes.
think she's learned and done creatives now. That's one of her skills, which I really like and adore, and which you can really rely on her. That jaldi 2 minutes में creative बना लो, जल्दी से. So the
I'm just having shown I learned from Shubha. I took a class, a proper Canva class from Shubha. So she taught me few things.
Dekha?
So I'm also
Yeah.
stepping stone.
Same
And
here.
I'd just like to add something here, Richa. The beautiful thing about this group is, irrespective of the age, irrespective of the experience that we bring in the field of storytelling, some of us are doing it for so many years, some of us are pretty new.
Yeah.
Irrespective of all of that, we share each other's strengths, and each one of us has something to bring in. So it's not that somebody here is doing it for 5 years or 7 years and somebody is doing storytelling for 3 years, so that person doesn't
Yeah.
have anything to give. We all have something to take away and give each.
Yeah.
That's think that
And-
And that's the beauty of being in a tribe, isn't it? Even though a tribe may have a tribal leader or the chief, but we don't have a chief at all because we have chiefs in our own ways. So something that we sort of share the responsibility of doing everything at one go. And to be very honest, Richa, I must also give you the sneak peek that we never thought of it till yesterday. How do we really complement each other in this group? And it's not a question that we have definite answers to.
Yeah.
Right now we are saying things which is just coming to us after कल कोई जवाब नहीं था, तो आज जवाब आ गए हैं. But I think now that's a good point, DST. We have to think how, what strengths do each one of us have and what do we bring. And we haven't talked about Kapil. I think Kapil being other, point of view which is very different from ours. I'll give you a very small example. When we started Zaikedar Kahaniyan, the fact that all of us, the rest of us, were sitting in our homes comfortably. Kapil was the only person who was actually going out there for COVID relief to take ration out to people who really needed it.
Yeah.
And while we were celebrating Zaikedar Kahaniyan ka success and kitne videos ke comments aa rahe, kitne log share kar rahe hain, ye kar rahe, wo rahe, he said mere se nahi hoga ye, right? And I think that counter view was because Kapil was out there. अगर वो नहीं होता तो हम में से किसी ने ये नहीं सोचा होता कि चलो यार एक कैंप करते हैं. So that resolve came because when I spoke to Kapil, he said, "नहीं यार, मेरे से नहीं होगा because I can see people who have not got food. They don't know when will they get the next ration from.
Right.
I cannot tell a story on food and celebrate Zaikedar Kahaniyan because the only thing on my mind is hunger." So then I said, okay, then if it is bothering you, we have to do something about it. And that's not why just you. You are part of us, and we have to support you in whichever way. So that's how Stories Beyond Compassion happened. And and I think that is what Kapil brings. The alternative view in a lot of cases. In a lot of cases, internal conversations that we have.
Also, the fact that he will listen to you silently like Archana does. And, it appears that, all is well.
Yeah.
And suddenly he'll come up with, okay, wait. I have this one question to ask. And, that question will be like the mind changer or the game changer.
Yeah.
So,
And the question
And it's very
is asked,
good. You get that.
Yeah, and it is asked with such a beautiful smile, the way he is. He has that smile on now. But वो question smile के साथ पूछा जाता है, पर वो आपको एक झटका देता है, like,
Yeah.
क्या बोला जाता है. So
See, one of the things that we all did for ourselves individually as storytellers was a safe place. A safe place where you could say anything, no question, no doubt, no fear, no emotion is judged or rather ridiculed, or you have to hesitate to even share it. That place of honesty and safe space has to be grown so that others want to be part of it, and we can willingly, open-heartedly invite more people to enjoy this space. So we have to build it right now. So that's where we are.
Beautiful. Okay, in terms of the stories that you'll do, each of you does as part of the tribe whenever there's an event. Are there some special, do you all have your own niches that you work around in terms of what you'll are picking up, or no?
So it just happens very organically. Organic seems to be the word, of our tribe. So we only brainstorm and we reach at this, big theme that we want to unanimously work on. And then we just take it from there. We add on to our own twist to it. But then the theme is always common that we follow. In fact, I would say that, we push each other to do something that we're not comfortable doing.
Right.
So, for example, if it was when we did Sindbad, I think Archana had a complete Bollywood take on it.
Mm-hmm.
And when we did Zaikedar Kahaniyan, I did my personal story for the first time. I'd never done a personal story. So Ritu was like, you should do a personal story. And then she pushed me to that realm to do it. So I think that's how. So we keep experimenting new things so that we can bring something new to our audience and not actually follow a certain.
We're learning to get out of our comfort zone and do something new, and which is where we've been talking about it, and I've also stoked the fire. I said, let's reinvent the game. Our presentation should be so unique that everybody wants to come back and see what are these people doing, and that we will learn new things, isn't it? I think that's the beauty of being a performing artist, and to experiment and get new body of work.
And कभी भी जब events जैसे अभी any event that has to happen offline आप लोग के कितने हुए हैं before the lockdown happened? One ना? Okay, so take that into consideration and all the online that you'll have thought of. What are the kind of firefighting that you'll have had to do अभी तक, if at all? माने any last minute crisis,
No.
Online.
Yeah. So after the first event, we got together for the second, and somehow it didn't happen. And then we thought in March we'll do stories around World Storytelling Day, and we like Ritu suggested, we decided we'll do 7 stories, 7 adventures of Sindbad. And for that, and by that time, by the time we wanted to announce the event, the lockdown thing happened, and we said, okay, now we have to go online and do this.
I think yours was one of the first
okay.
online events to happen after the lockdown.
Just yeah.
So
Yeah. And in fact, Richa, we were actually we also identified that we will record this live while doing it, and at Shalini's place.
Yeah.
And we figured out a camera crew and things like that also. So I think it was to happen on a Friday, and on a Wednesday night we said, I don't think ye bhi ho sakta hai, guys. It's not safe to do it, because by Sunday there was a lockdown announced. So I think on World Storytelling Day के सुबह को कर लेंगे, promo चल जाएगा, बस अगले दिन edit करके कर देंगे. And तब तक भी कोई idea नहीं था कि हमारी कहानियाँ 20-20 मिनट की होगी.
I know.
But then that was a challenge for us, because none of us had worked in that space, going online, broadcasting your stories like this. And then, so we went ahead and recorded our stories, and then editing thing happened. And then, so the challenge was uploading it on time. So we decided at 6 o'clock in the evening, our stories will go out. And we thought, okay, koi dekhe na dekhe, pata nahi kaun dekhega, nahi dekhega, but we'll be ready with our chai ka magga at 6 o'clock, and we'll watch it. And so that magga was brought in by Kapil. He said, hum magga leke khade honge. So we all said, okay, hum log aayenge, baki koi aaye na. But then, yes, that was a challenge. So by 6, we had to upload. One day there was a chaos. We couldn't upload. I had a low network thing in my house, and we were constantly in touch. Hamari story nahi aayi, 6 baj gaye, what to do? And then, but then, yes, we were all very patient, and that's how we learned, from the chaos. And the other thing that happened was during Stories Beyond Compassion, when we decided to go live with our Zoom sessions. Okay, so that was again a new experience for us. And like most of us, we never ever handled that Zoom thing, but who's going to co-host, how are we going to manage, where is the recording going to be? So that was a lot of chaos last minute, and everybody teaching, especially coming from Shivani. She's giving us all the gyan. Achha, theek hai, you will be the co-host, then you can do this, then you can create breakout rooms and this and that. So that's how we learned from each other. But at the same time, yes, there was a lot of chaos, but then we evolved through these times, and I'm glad we did all that, and we learned a lot. Yes.
There is a backstory why Kapil refused that he will not record on cloud, because once he did, and that recording got lost. I mean, we found it. We found it eventually, but yeah. For a good 20-25 days, he thought that he recorded, but
Shivani,
it's lost.
let me tell you something. I have a feeling that all the recordings today are happening on cloud. I don't know, for some reason, I can see that cloud
Which
shape
is fine.
thing.
It's usually...
Okay.
Which I'm scared.
Kapil,
Oh, yeah.
what did you do?
Look at Kapil's face. Look at Kapil's face.
नहीं वो sign
Yeah,
यही
I mean,
है, but what did you guys choose? It depends
No,
on
because
that.
very carefully I opted for record
Make
on
sure
computer and all that.
Once we are done with this, you don't switch it off in between. Otherwise, the entire recording will go bad. Unless
Aja, between the 7 of you, how does the communication flow? I mean, you have a WhatsApp group. कि क्या होता है? और
WhatsApp. Every hour you open your WhatsApp application and you see 72 messages, 104 messages, 162 messages. So yeah, that happens. So yeah, WhatsApp is the major mode of communication. But yes, we also pick up call and our late night call, especially 9:30. 9:30 is the fixed time for us to call each other on Zoom meeting again.
And that 9:30 becomes like whatever.
Yeah.
So I want to know, yesterday you all, I believe last night all of you connected over Zoom for Stamble Chat.
Yes.
Yeah.
9:30?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what time did you get over?
11.
11:40.
11:40.
After 11:40. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can see how much do we talk, and we
There's nothing stopping us from
Nothing
talking.
stopping. No, but what is the latest that
no
you have
doubt.
been up together discussing things latest रात में सबसे ज़्यादा?
Yesterday.
Oh, that's the latest. Huh? This is as late as
No, but then discussing as a
No,
group,
no,
but
it
then
has
काम
been-
नहीं नहीं
Discussing.
काम हुआ है बाकी.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think we've been up. किसी ने तो बीच रात को रिकॉर्ड भी किया था
Yeah.
अपना वीडियो. Somebody did
3
that.
बजे,
है ना?
3:30
3 बजे है ना? हाँ. 3:30 बजे रात को अपना वीडियो रिकॉर्ड हुआ है. तो ये ऐसा भी हुआ है. तो
ये
शिवानी
किया
is
है।
away.
शिवानी ने
So,
किया है।
there have been those. हाँ, so there are those things also.
Okay. Whenever you are taking books which stories from books which are already out there, are there elements that you all willingly sort of just let go of and not take as part of your storytelling sessions or the act of it? I mean, which parts get incorporated typically? Which are the ones to be left out? Read a book.
Okay, so first of all, if the story is from a book, we have to tell it, first thing is the element which you talk about, the author who's written the story, if there are pictures in it, the illustrator and the publisher, which has to be mentioned.
Right.
Okay, now coming to the telling. Now the telling is very subjective. So when I read a book, and it's written text more than pictures less, so maybe the text will move me. And if it is a picture book, it is the pictures which ignite my imagination, and I describe the picture in a manner, or I build it in my narrative in a manner that the story comes alive, even if you are not seeing the picture. So it depends, and it is very subjective for each storyteller. It's what touches you, basically.
Yeah.
So this is a picture book, Richa. I do look very closely. I don't necessarily tell every story from a picture book, even if I have to do it in a little. If I do, the qualities for that picture book are very high. There are lots of things which I will like look into it before I just tell it. So it's never, the story is not the only thing.
Right.
I always, if it's a picture book, the beauty in its pictures. So I think whether the book has a visual narrative of its own, independent of the textual narrative. So for me, if I am to do a read aloud of a book, first a visual narrative, the textual narrative, and my own narrative, or which is the interpretation of the book as its entirety, or the story that the writer wants to convey without saying too many things in the words. So for me, the background, I have to imagine if there's a background score, if there's music in the background, or if there are smells and sights and things that tactile things in, like your book Macher Jhol. It is a sensorial experience. Of course, that book has that. If I just keep to the text and just describe the pictures, then it is not doing justice to it. There's a lot happening in that narrative than just the pictures and the text which is there, right? So if I have to represent that book to somebody, my response is present it in its entirety. And in some ways, I've also been, sometimes, people, and rats are not children, but I think adults, the teacher or somebody else, a parent will say, "Aapne ye jo bola, ye to book mein likha hi nahi hai." So, and I say, ये तो मेरा interpretation है ना, देखो इसका चेहरा देखो, इसका पीछे देखो, ये क्या हो रहा है. It is the way I read the pictures.
Yeah.
So, and it's not just for picture books, but it's for even like chapter books. People have said, तुम्हारा storytelling देख कर लिया, तुम्हारा storytelling देख के हमने वो वाला किताब खरीद लिया और इतना अच्छा नहीं है. So I'm not saying you go buy the book. So I didn't say that. I liked it because I read and imagined something. And I tell from my imagination. I do not, dislodge the story. I'm not untrue. I am just telling you, it's a normal reader's process, right? You read and you imagine. You see visuals, you see pictures. And that's what I tell.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think I shared with you, Richa, once that, this one boy spotted that small Howrah Bridge in one of the pages of Macher Jhol. Because, we were reading it like that we have to look at the pictures and make sense of it. So he's like, it's even I didn't spot it. And he's like, it's there, right there. He proudly said that I spotted it because I've been to Calcutta. I've been there.
I just wanted to kind of add just so to what Ritu kind of said, and I think that really resonates. I think for me also it's about if I read a book or I read a story from a book, I think again it's about what it makes me feel as an overall, and then what kind of visuals then come running back at me because of that feeling. So then I also tend to dig into my own universal, because then I'm also trying to kind of understand how is this feeling affecting me.
Yeah.
And then I try and make it a point that all this and the sum of its parts as well, all this affect does get passed on in the telling.
Telling, exactly. Oh, lovely. Yes.
So that is kind of crucial. उसके बाद फिर कितना text really खूबसूरत है, कौन सुनने वाला है, of course ये बहुत matter करेगा कि बच्चे हैं कि बड़े हैं. But ये kind of ये मुद्दा ये है, mood point ये है, फिर उसको कैसे break down करना है, वो फिर अलग सवाल है.
Telling के time में, so there are times when we, as sitting there in the audience, get goosebumps listening to a storyteller's telling. Okay, as performers, do you feel that when reciting, when the telling is on? Do you get that when you're in front of people?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you get that.
Your performance has to start with feeling. If you don't feel it, you're not an authentic storyteller. You're just pretending to do everything. So whether it's pain, hurt, excitement, joy, anger, you have to be there feeling it and then representing it. If you don't, then it's like pretending.
Yeah. And then the audience will never feel it. In any case, they can never feel it.
Yeah.
It can never go across in the same way then,
No, but yeah, Kapil, go ahead.
No, Shivani, क्या बात कर रहे
I'm just saying that there is a flip side to it. For example, let's talk about Marcher Jhol. As Ritu said, it's a sensorial experience. And, within those 15-20 minutes, the kind of emotions it takes you through. As a storyteller, I feel those, but at the same time, I have to ensure that I don't get carried away by one.
Yeah.
So that switch that I make has to be very quick. So we feel the goosebumps, but we can't, let it show.
Overpower you beyond a point then, because you've got to have other things. Okay.
Because we are a storyteller after all. We are not the audience.
Yeah.
At some
So
point,
and
you
sometimes
get that
and-
detachment, huh?
So I heard this wonderful quote by when talking to Richard Martin. He's a English storyteller living in Germany. He says that for a storyteller to feel emotions is very, very basic and primal, right? We have to feel the emotions, but you can't get into an orgy with your own emotions while telling stories.
Yeah.
What a fantastic way of putting
So
it. Right. Yeah.
exactly, you can't get into an orgy of with your own emotions, that you get so consumed by it that you dwell only in that moment. So just taking off from that, one story which I've told, and I've worked for 4 months on that story, and I told it only once in my life, is the story of Malala. It's a very difficult story for me to tell, and the reason I can't tell it again is because when I tell it, though I admire that little girl who's now grown up, but I cannot tell her father's narrative with a lot of conviction, because as a parent that I'm not as convinced, I'm as brave. So I can't pretend to be brave. I can't tell and be his father in my story because I am not convinced about it, right? So that's why it's a very difficult story, and no matter how the great the story it is, and it should be told over and over again with children, I cannot tell it. So I don't.
That storytelling finally to me is theater at its best. And I'd say that to a lot of theater people, that storytellers do better theater than you do. And and I say that because it is an active theater.
Yeah. Yeah.
The audience is not in the dark. The audience is not passive. Fine, it's creatively imagining, but it is not passive.
Right.
It has the right to raise its hand and stop the story.
Yeah.
And tell you that he does not agree with it, or critique it, laugh at it, share his point of view. To me, that is like the magic of, which is why, to me, it's actually just that. It's theater at its best.
Wow.
The story has to give you the goosebumps first.
Okay.
Like certain traditional storytellers say that खुद नहीं रोओगे तो दूसरों को क्या रुलाओगे. और खुद नहीं हंसोगे तो दूसरों को क्या हंसाओगे. So it's it has to, you have to consume you, going with, staying with it for some time, crying with it, and finally come to a point that you can tell it and not break down there. You can tell it and you can evoke the same emotion in others.
Yes.
So it's a process.
Beautiful. There's so much, and I see parallels, between what you're saying and what, as writers, we have to go through a similar process, because at some point you are so closely attached to everything that's going on in there, and yet at some point you've got to detach yourself and then look at the text objectively, as if a soul is looking at the dead body, that kind of a thing. So it's very similar. A conversation around raising readers. The platform will be talking about raising readers and how one can aid. How much of it does storytelling contribute?
So I share this example. See,
Yeah.
I have a library, it started in 2012, the idea of, sharing the books with the neighborhood, and it started growing. And when as parents connected and they said that, please help the child, my child is not interested in any books, books dekhte hi feng deta hai, khilone leke jao to bada khush hota hai. So I said ki first and foremost is that you read and the child reads, the first thing. Then soon, when I did this storytelling with Rituparna, and after that I started with very small sessions, weekly sessions over here. When I tell them the stories, the way I tell them, so it could be different narrative to it. The kind of language as a storyteller we use, the way we communicate, the way there is a conflict in the story and they try to resolve it. So they try to find things, to see things which is not written actually, beyond the words which they see, and the kind of words I'm using, the vocabulary they are taking. So this is my first-hand experience, and after few months, they will first come and then scroll the books. They'll just take them out of the shelf, take in the hand, just grip it and see it. And as Ritu said, that the book can be told in different ways. A story also has different angles. It's up to you which angle you want to bring in. So different narratives when they saw different, emotions in the when you do a story. So they go through everything. So I've seen that this storytelling actually helps, to get them connected to the books. So that one, if you show the book after you're telling, they will quickly take turns to see the book.
Okay.
What you have told is there in the book or not. I mean, they will just quickly, grab the book and see. So that is how that connection is instantly built over there only.
Yeah.
I just wanted to kind of go back to this one word I used, which is feel, right at the beginning.
Yeah.
And in drama, in that realm that I also work in, there is this saying that if you usefully think, if you want to make something useful, you need to feel first, which is actually in very direct contrast with our education system, by the way, because it does not encourage feeling. It's very cognitive. But what we believe is that if you have actually been able to feel, then you have been able to sort of allowed your general receptors, radars that want to know more, the curiosity aspect of it.
Right.
They're all then free flowing. They all want to know more about it because your feeling is very strong.
Right.
And I think what storytelling does, and being at the receiving end or a participatory end of a story, is that you have taken the feeling away.
Right.
Now you want to deconstruct it because it's your feeling, it's your personal learning that you want to deconstruct.
Yes.
So it's obvious that I want to go back to what did the author have to say about it.
Intense. Yes.
Can I actually critically look at the author now? And this happens so often when we, for instance, do a story on, let's say, Ramayana or Mahabharata.
Yes.
Where a lot of tellers, a lot of listeners will come back and tell you, oh, that made sense. And for instance, I do this story on Shurpanakha and her husband, and the possibility where Shurpanakha actually did that to Ravan, and Ram and Lakshman were actually just sidekicks finally. And that whole thing where they actually, because they were part of their experience, when they read, let's say, Kamban's or Tulsidas's Ramcharitmanas, there is a lot of reflection because they've gone back with that feeling, now attempting to deconstruct that feeling.
Yes.
So it's a very, very worthy kind of thing.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, and to add to what just Kapil said, whenever these conversations about raising readers, raising an empathetic child, raising this and that comes up, as a parent, I always just say that we can only raise a child.
Yes.
What do we raise? That time will tell. So just leave it on time.
Yes.
And as a society, as parents, we have to just give ownership to whoever we are raising. So storytelling gives that ownership to the children. And when they get that ownership, it does the job.
Yes.
That's what, that's how I process it.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Props. How important are they, or not at all? Seema, I mean, you work with props all the time.
So
Yeah.
first of all, it depends upon what you consider prop. Okay, what are props? And there are very different types of props available, right from maybe just a little bit of a piece of thread to you can go into making huge puppets.
Yeah.
Now, many storytellers say this, but I would just say that I heard it from Jiva Raghunath that your body is your prop. Okay. So your facial expressions, your gestures, your movements, so your voice modulation, that itself, you are your own prop. Okay. But having said that, okay, there are people who enjoy using something which is physical representation, which could be a concrete representation or an abstract representation. So if you enjoy doing it, you want to bring it in the story, and it will enhance the story, first of all. Not that you just fit it in somehow because you want to do it because someone else has done it. So if it flows and it comes naturally to you, feel free to use whatever types of props you want. If you're not comfortable with it, you don't need to do it. If you want to challenge yourself, get out of your comfort zone, choose the kind of prop you are comfortable with. And sometimes you don't even need to use something. Sometimes storytellers just wear a little bit, which is an indication of, something which the story is about. So it's a huge, it's like I can talk about props for hours. So I would just let it rest. Yeah, Kapil.
Sorry, I'm just adding just what Seema said. I think, I'm sorry, I'm going back to my feeling bit again.
Please. And Scramble Chats is all about feelings. So
Yeah, I think this is the prop. I mean, the use of it or the lack of it, and I think the very valid point Seema pointed, because sometimes you don't want to use it.
Yeah.
Sometimes the prop may come in the way of the feeling or the telling. But I think if you talk about can a prop help, yes, I think certainly it can. And I think this is also an opportunity to give agency to the inanimate, to give life to the inanimate. Because what you've done by the telling is that you've created this thing where suddenly a small prop has life. And it's a great opportunity. It's a great magical thing that happens, that you start feeling for the object. You can start to empathize, sympathize, feel angry, whatever the purpose is with the object. So you're actually in that natural predisposition of khela, of play that we all have, of the suspension of disbelief that we have, that we are also willing to give agency to that prop, which is such a beautiful thing to happen in the middle of a recital.
beautiful.
I'll just add one more thing to it, that props, most people generally think of puppets, when they talk about props. So even just a piece of fabric, there's a story which I tell, which is about my grandmother's sari, and it's a very old sari. It's around 90 years old or maybe that, and it's fraying. So it's all in the part of the story, and I just wrap it around myself and I carry it rather than wearing a dupatta. And everyone comes and asks after that, is this it? Can we touch it? Can we feel it? So it kind of becomes really real for them, that as if they have felt a part of her life.
How nice. Kapil, Rituparna. So both you, Rituparna and Kapil, you use music as part of your telling. Is that also a part of props, or no? That's not to be considered. So
Unlike Kapil is a wonderful singer and a musician who can actually create magic with his music and his guitar. I am somebody who I can't play an instrument, but I like to play with the idea of sound in a story. So for me, I may carry 5 different instruments, but I will use those instruments for very precise things in a story when they are warranted for a certain element. So whether it's a bird whistle who is going to be there just for the element of those birds being visualized, or a djembe being used for creating sort of drama and element, or my Iranian daf trying to make a rain sound, or the idea of a very large drum duffly which nobody has seen. So again, it's a visual as well as an auditory prop, and everybody wants to see it. Then they know that ye kahin bahar se aaya hai. Or my Naga Tati, which you also know the story of. Of somebody saying ye ek tara hai, nahi ye ek tara hi hai, ye guitar hai, ye kahin aur se, so the fact that a prop, while it is there being used, it is also piquing people's interest, right? It has an unusual sound, it has a story of its own. The way I've got that instrument is also a story. So somewhere that also comes into my exactly. It also gets everybody to sit up and see, how is she going to use all these 5 different things, right? So for me, those are those parts. I also like so that mortar that what do you call that? The mortar and the pestle that we got from Kohima, Hamal Dasta jisko hum kehte hain. I don't use it in my kitchen. It is my musical instrument because it has a nice wooden guttural sound to it, and I love it for that, right? So for me, soundscapes is what I work with, and yes, they are props, as much visual as well as auditory. They serve two purposes, and I think that's the beauty of using props.
Okay.
So since there's also, you're also asking a question about music.
Yeah.
I think the way I look at it is that music is it's an enabler for me to get into role and to create the context and the texture of the context, more importantly. Is this going to be a folksy story?
Right.
Is this going to be tongue-in-cheek kind of humor? Is this politically incorrect kind of a story? Is it going to... And I think what music does is very quickly, because we are all Bollywood, Hindi film industry and all the regional films really, buffs, we accept music better than anybody else in this world.
Right.
And we accept music as an informer to get into a space. So if I want to tell you, okay, let's get into gaon ka scene hai, or ye falani cheez ho rahi hai, I don't really need to explain. I can pick up a song from the realm of the folk perhaps, and I can just bring you there. I can just plonk you into where I want you to be.
Right.
So it's an enabler.
Yes.
It could well be a prop. The prop itself could be a prop, but it's a great enabler.
Nice.
And it's a great mood giver. So I can also use it to really push a mood across to you.
Okay. And talking of props, I have made. So when I started off, I didn't know I could make props. I didn't know I could enjoy craft. That was one of those most weird, strangest thing that came into my life, and I was like, "Hey, ye bhi aata hai mujhe? Ye to pata hi nahi tha." So so like that kind of a thing it happened. And once I started making props, it became such a wonderful thing. So there are some stories in which I only use props. So I tell the whole Ramayana with a set of Ramayana sets that I have. They are kept. They take 2 suitcases. They are kept inside my cupboard, and they come out only once a year. But I still have them. I can't throw them out and not doing that story without them. But I will always tell them, because then they become props which like somebody said, touch and feel the tangible element to it. I cradle Sita on my arms, and I hold Surpanakha very wonderfully in my arms while I tell that story. So it is as much a physical thing. So the other thing about props is that for me, props have to have a life and an entity and an identity of their own. So if I create it, they have to be a very strong reason why I feel that the story needs a prop. And that coming from where Kapil says, feeling wali baat hai, that story will tell you कि यार इसके लिए prop बना और ऐसा वाला prop दिखना चाहिए.
So one more thing, it also helps in getting into a character and coming out of the character. And it's as simple as wearing a hat. You don't like Seema said, you don't have to have a puppet or big thing. So as simple as wearing a hat, you're in that character. Then you don't have to say that this person said. You just wore that hat and you're in that character. The moment you take off that hat, you're the narrator or the other character. So yes, so it one of the things where prop helps. Though I don't work too many with props, but yes, in situations like this, I do use the simple props. Yes.
Thank you. Language का बताइए. Language and storytelling. especially in a country like India.
Since we have this interesting mix of languages and dialects, I think it definitely becomes, it actually becomes obvious that language becomes an important medium of storytelling, because it kind of adds this texture or a character to the story, you know, and especially if you pick it from a certain region, it adds all the more the authenticity to that story, and we kind of connect with those audiences who listen to, I mean, you know, who are aware of this language. But having said that, if you know, take a look at the past, I think predominantly English stories were, you know, dominating the storytelling scene for quite some time in our country, and then slowly, you know, Hindi came into picture. But then more recent past, I think the regional language scene has been, you know, on the boom, and there's a lot happening in the regional language scene. And countrywide storytellers have been using regional languages, which I think is a very beautiful thing to do, because it opens up a lot of possibilities in terms of connection, in terms of you know, expression, in terms of putting across a lot of nuances of the story. So I mean, the beauty is that it still does not restrict your audience. You know,
Yeah.
Nobody is going to tell you that, you know, I don't understand this language, I'm not going to come and attend this session, or I'm not going to sit through this session because this language is new to me. I mean, because we've had experiences like that, like Rituparna, when she did her Bangla story way back in Jan, she had a completely non-Bangla speaking audience. And yet the entire crowd was in splits laughing listening to her story. That was a beautiful experience to actually watch the audience, that's how they're responding to her story. And when we did SBC again, I did a Malayalam story. Okay, and 90% of my audience didn't know Malayalam. Out of which there were few who haven't even heard a single word of Malayalam in their life. And it being a fundraiser, they actually bought tickets to come and then listen to the story and go back having felt good about the story.
Yeah.
So it is not just about understanding, but it also opens up, you know, your willingness to listen to a new language and to accept it and to go through newer experiences. So I think, yes, language plays a very, very important role.
Very important role.
Just,
Fine.
just wanted to take off from what Shubha said.
Yeah.
I just think that when you listen and when you are part of, and I think for me also the most recent example was Shubha's Malayalam storytelling for SBC. I think you also realize, and it's very important therefore for educators to note that how much you underestimate emotion and body. I mean, it's only logos. There is no pathos, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this is when we realize that it's so crucial that you may not follow the text, but you follow what's going on. And it is her body, it's her expression that's really passing on beautifully.
And for a storyteller, what comes first? I mean, the story or the thought of the act of telling it? I mean, the thought of the act of telling it.
I think to me it is certainly the latter.
Okay.
You know, I think I like to see the storyteller as an artist who is looking for a story that resonates with her worldview. Now, that doesn't mean that the story aligns with her worldview, mind you. It, in fact, could be in complete contrast with her worldview.
Contrast. True.
And then the telling itself could be like a critique, isn't it? When it's in contrast.
Yeah.
And then through the various sets of tellings of that story, the teller also gets to know himself or herself better. Then again, there'll be times when someone, mostly a publisher or a school, as I mean also Ritu pointed out, has this thought of telling a particular story, and then of course the teller doesn't have an option. But even then, the act of telling can be the teller's response to that story, as a whole or in part. So somewhere there is a lot of you, your person. Is to me, is a very important part of the telling.
So I've had this question asked to me several times, okay, from people in the fraternity and people outside it who wanted to know a little more about storytelling and how do I choose stories. So I say that imagine you are inside a box, okay, the space inside a box. On one side is the story, okay, the other side is the teller. On the other side is the listener, and on the fourth side is the telling.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah.
How you navigate through these 4 points, the 4 sides, you may jump from one wall to the other, or imagine them like dots, okay? Or the perimeter, however you want to imagine, visualize it. Now, there are a lot of times when somebody will will begin with the story told. There are stories that a teller will speak because it identifies, like with Kapil says, it has to identify with the teller. And another time it is the listener, your listener or your audience is where it is. And the last bit is the telling, that this comes naturally to me. This is the kind of telling or writing that is my forte.
In terms of storytelling as a space is largely inhabited by women. I mean, at least in our country, mostly. I wouldn't.
चुप रहे
चुप रहे कहाँ
कपिल
हैं आप?
पांडे
कपिल पांडे जी
मैं तो बस
बिल्कुल ना छिपे, ये
आपने
आपका
स्क्रिप्ट
सवाल
पढ़ी,
है,
उस
आप
स्क्रिप्ट का
उत्तर देंगे.
I'm just
No, I want you to answer this. Why is it that there are more women in the storytelling space, and how therefore do you and the few other male storytellers that we have, and I don't want to talk in terms of gender binaries again here. So I mean, it shouldn't be just man and woman, but largely, I mean, just broadly speaking, Abhi, how does it make it more difficult for you, or do you feel that you get accepted more readily because you're in short supply, so to speak? I mean, how does it happen?
I like that. I like it short.
We can see that.
I love that. Yeah, short supply.
That. Look, I think
supply.
Yeah.
Demand and supply. Short supply, high demand.
Oh.
That is Seema's trait, by the way. Huh?
Please cut that. Please zip that out. Please snip it. I think if you zoom out a bit, I think more women populate the children's spaces per se. There are more children's teachers, children authors, children's illustrators, children's doctors, and of course, therefore, also children's storytellers. And I think there are no prizes for guessing why. I mean, our milieu is Purush Pradhan. So child care has been something men have stayed away from. And therefore, stereotypically, belongs to women. I think that's somewhere, I think that's why it has happened. And I mean, to an extent, I've also sort of listened. I know of stories which are very interesting. Where Manjima, my wife, she taught in Valley in Bangalore in a KFI school, and there was this man who was trying to apply for an early years teacher, which is like your nursery, KG, and और उसको वो काम नहीं मिल रहा था. और उसको ये कहा जा रहा था कि बच्चों के पेरेंट्स comfortable नहीं होंगे,
accept नहीं करेंगे आपको,
accept नहीं कर पाएंगे आपको. But what he did was he joined Valley as a primary teacher therefore. Although उसकी training early years में थी, वो लेकिन grade 3-4 को फिर उसने बोला देखो मेरी training तो early years में है, तो he started teaching primary. और फिर उसमें उसको दिक्कत ये होने लगी एक point पे, he also felt uncomfortable because he realized that it's only women. So that's I think the other side of this, where and I think the lesson that things homogeneous ideas बहुत अच्छे नहीं हैं, चाहे वो school हो, चाहे वो हमारा देश हो.
Absolutely.
So I think, but having said that, I think this space has not been like that. It's been very welcoming, and I mean, I have not felt, in fact, the slightest bit unwelcome. Quite the contrary.
There's another side to it, which is the livelihood part of it. A lot of times, which has happened even while I have tried to tell stories, people have talked to me. Men, leaders of organizations or schools or organizations, or even women, they've asked me, what does your husband do? I'm sure Kapil has never been asked this question. Secondary, how much money do you need to bring into the household? Can you devote your 100% of your time to this? And therefore, is it the only thing that you're going to get your money from? So like that सवाल कि आप इसके अलावा क्या करते हैं is something which a lot of times it's easier for women to answer than for men. So, and I think it's a pure a matter of choice. If we give men that choice to be storytellers, they will do it. They will want to do it.
Very, very quick tag label to each of you. बच्चों के कॉलेज गोइंग स्टूडेंट्स की तरह, all 7 of you, क्या है?
शिवानी का गुरु माँ है
वो क्लियर है।
और कपिल का अब से सप्लाई डिमांड हो जाएगा।
ओके ठीक है।
Courtesy you.
We had Shalini, the gatekeeper. We
Right,
said,
I heard that before.
Right,
Great,
yeah.
excellent.
we
Yeah.
gave one to Ritu already about being the binder.
Taskmaster. Binder.
Binder, yes.
Ritu is also the wordsmith, though each one
Binder.
is, but
Yeah,
I call her that. She is just ready with, her witty repartees and just,
Yes.
it's like, it is also the profession she was in earlier.
Yeah.
And as Shalini said, Seema brings in this. So what should we name that?
मसाले का डिब्बा
Also
डिब्बा
brings
Tip.
calmness.
Barsa pani.
She brings
Calmness. And
Mansa Pani, that's a code word.
both calmness and masala.
Masala, yeah. So
so
the
khatti meethi.
I like that, khatti meethi, yes.
I think for me, Archana is like, for me, she's like, she inspires me to learn more, kind of a thing.
Oh.
That's what has happened for me. And so it's like the learner, really.
Thank you.
But yeah, sorry, someone else. Shalini, you were saying something.
No, I said she's a thinker. Yes.
So yeah, I think it kind of aligns. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
And Shubha?
So I look at Shubha for calmness and kind of a sense of sincerity. That's what.
Sincerity. Yes, I agree.
Sincerity.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But Ritu, you should mention.
I also think Shubha is a willing player. Yeah, what I think about Shubha is she's a willing player. Like, आप कुछ भी बोल दो, ये हम करेंगे, she'll say हाँ करते हैं. So you know that she never says ये करेंगे, नहीं, ये तो नहीं होगा हमसे.
Right.
So she's never saying, she'll never be the no person. So she's always a willing player. So खेल लेंगे, नहीं आते rules, लेकिन कोई बात नहीं, खेल लेंगे. आप मुझे किसी भी sport में खिला दो. Like that is the kind of a thing.
And Shivani is like, of course she's Guru Ma. She's for me the Enterprise.
yeah.
I mean, not the Star Wars Enterprise. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Okay. How fabulous. Good. Let me come to the last question. Okay. Shivani का ये suggestion था कि इसको rapid fire करना है. I said, of course, I would love to do this. What is it? What is the Delhi Storytellers tribe for each of you?
Place we call our own. And that's for every storyteller out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like my community. For me, it's my community, my people.
Beautiful. Okay.
Peer pressure.
So yeah, adding to Kapil is because we want to experiment. It's an experimental space where everything that we do has a element of experiment to it.
Nice. Okay. What richness you are bringing in together. See. Okay.
Learn from each other. I mean,
And-
Sorry, what was that, Archana?
ways to learn from each other.
Yeah.
तुमने learn बोला ना उसको? Good, something that you're learning from her. She's also giving that to you.
Okay.
For me, it's my safe space.
It's what
that
some-
my safe space. It's that cuddly blanket and that cushion that I would hold on to.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
Beautiful. Nice.
So a place where you belong.
Seema.
And somehow what it reminds me of is, as you were talking about it, I could actually see a field, a field where things have been sown. And it's not a manicured garden, but things will just grow the way they are supposed to.
Again,
And
not manicured.
together it'll be a beautiful space.
Yes. Beautiful. Wow. Good. I really hope, I do wish I get to know when you all, the 7 of you, end up meeting together for the very first time physically. I hope it happens the soonest that it can. And I would really love to know how, the synergies again that happen when you're sitting face to face and the kind of energy that flows out of it. Yes. Thank you so much. Anything else but let me, before we end, anything else, as part of the storytelling community, storytellers, the tribe, anything else that comes to your mind that you would like to share with other storytellers or parents or audiences or schools.
Don't expect free work from us.
2 घंटे और लगेंगे.
For that, so that's why we're not going to go into details. But I mean,
For that, Shalini, I found out this, that we always keep on telling, like, we have to convince people, yes, storytelling is an art. First you tell them it's an art. Then you tell them that it's a science. Your brain is involved, your science is involved. So I want to say now commerce is also involved.
Yeah. Yes.
Commerce is also there.
Economics.
Economics.
Yeah.
Economics.
And to all the fellow storytellers out there, with my little experience that I have had in this world and otherwise, I just want to say that have faith, keep doing good work, and value yourself. And the world will value you. And the world is bound to value you if you do that.
yeah, true, very true.
Also, like I just want to add to what Shivani is saying, that we live in Delhi NCR. We don't get clear skies up there, so we usually have polluted skies and smoky skies. We can't see the stars. But the moment you see one star, you feel very happy. Yeah. Storytellers together are like a constellation. When you can see the entire constellation, the joy that you get is like that joy, Richa, we saw in Kohima when we saw the Milky Way up in the sky. Remember, we were like little kids. We was like, oh my God, look at that, right? So yeah, when you see storytellers together and you experience that, I think we are the constellation. So I think there is, we together we can achieve a lot as in a network than whatever we are doing individually. And I think it's a beautiful profession. There are lots of synergies with the children's publishing world, where we can work together, collaborate together, because our objective is the same. So I think that's something that is waiting to be explored, properly. And as far as parents are concerned, that don't consider storytellers as magicians. You can expect magic from them.
Ritu, with your stars analogy, I already feel like calling ourselves Saptarishi Mandal.
Imagination की कोई कमी नहीं है हमें. हम खुद में शब्द बोल रहे हैं, बाकी तो imagine आप खुद ही कर लोगे.
Good. So on that,
So I would like to tell the storytellers that just be authentic and reach out. And you can reach out to us
Ask for
as
help.
well. We are there for you. So feel free. And there is power in coming together. Alone, we can do only this much. But together as a community, we can really grow.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyone who wants to talk to storytellers, wants somebody to really bounce off ideas, we are happy to talk to anyone. Just not because we're part of DST or as individual storytellers. But authenticity is the real word here. So we would like everybody to be free and transparent. Don't ask another question.
I will not. I thought of another question, but I can't. It's been so wonderful chatting with you all. Thank you so much.
Same here.
Not easy.
Thank you.
This kind of time. Thank you so much. And it's been such an honest chat. I mean, that's what I always want. And each one of you has really made it possible. Thank you.